I had planned on making a video painstakingly outlining my political beliefs, but just as I was about to record it, I got this lovely offer from the First Lady of the United States, Jill Biden. Let's dive into it. It reads, First notice from Mrs. Jill Tracy Biden. I am Mrs. Jill Tracy Biden, and I am written to inform you about your bank check draft brought by United Embassy from the government of Benin Republic to the White House, Washington, D.C., and has been mandated to be delivered to your home address. Today being 24th Thursday, 2022, as soon as you get back to me with your below information. And then she asked for the kind of information that you really should never share with a stranger on the internet. Your check is containing the sum of $25 million USD. Here is my email, or send me an SMS. But I prefer SMS because I'm always busy in the White House and I can't be able to pick calls all the time. I will be waiting to hear from you immediately. Thanks, and God bless you. Thanks, and be blessed, from Mrs. Jill Tracy Biden. So I responded, Hello, Mrs. Biden. I give you apologies for missing your message for a few days. I am of large interest today of your messages. Please let me know what the next step is. Thanks, Otis. Now, I should say that my name isn't actually Otis. Otis Foley is a character that I made just to pick out scams, and he's got a shiny new inbox for this purpose. Also, I purposely made typos and used poor English so I could try to introduce some extra misunderstandings later in the conversation. When I asked what the next step was, the scammer just re-emailed the request for information. So I responded, My name is Otis Michael Foley. My address is Clapper Road, Dodge City, Kansas, 67801. This is a completely falsified address. My mobile number is 620-227. Though if you need to telephone me, please arrange in advance as my service level is poor at home. I do not own a fax machine. I am a safety commissioner. I have copied my work ID. I have not have a passport since I moved to America when I was a young boy. I am a 62-year-old man. I am Estonian/American. I am from America, and I am divorced. Should be everything, right? The scammer wrote back, Alright, I have received your email and the funds will be delivered to you as soon as you get back to this office and comply with the requirement as needed to deliver your total fund to you as well. I wonder what that requirement could be. Bear in mind, this is the only office been in charge of delivering your fund to you due to the regard of my husband, Mr. Joe Biden. And you will have to pay the sum of $200 USD to the Federal Ministry of Finance, Benin Republic, to enable them secure the approval document and send it over to you before your funds will be delivered to you. You are advised to comply with the instructions. From this office, and every information as you will need to contact the Federal Ministry of Finance, Benin Republic, will be given to you from this office to avoid any kind of mistake, so send the Fee True gift card. Thanks and God bless Her Excellency, Mrs. Jill Tracy Biden. The scammer quickly followed up and said, Once you buy the gift card of $200 USD, then scratch it and send it here, then my agent will deliver your bank check in next 3 hours, okay? I replied, I'm not sure I have understanded you. What is the fee used for? English is not my first language, so I can be sorry if I did not understand what you said. Scammer wrote back, Alright, I understand what you said. The fee is for the delivery of your money and the airport clearance. So I saw a pretty obvious loophole in the whole thing. I said, okay, that is good. Can I pay the fee from the check? The scammer knew what was up and said no, because the check has been signed with your name, so no one has any access on it till it get to your hand, so you have to buy the card, then the delivery will take place to your home address today. I didn't think it would work. So I said, okay, I see. What kind of gift card would I be needing? Joe replied and said, Buy iTunes gift card or Google Play card of and 200 USD, okay? Funny, the government is always trying new things. So I said, okay, I do not think my shop has those, but I will be look again. Can you accept payments on Green Express? The scammer ignored my question and said, if you don't see iTunes cards or Google Play card, you can buy American Express. Or maybe they didn't ignore it. Maybe they think Green Express is the same thing because they're dumb. I said, I shall look again when I return later today. I did not view any cards, but I will look again. Were you able to see if you could get Green Express or Instamula? The scammer again completely ignored my question and said, okay, I'm waiting for you to send it here. So I said, I should be able to get back to the shop later in the day after I work, but I could make action now on Green Express or Instamula if you can accept those. You have not told me. Now the scammer couldn't ignore the question and said, okay, you can get Green Express card of $200 USD, okay? So I said, Green Express is not a card. It is a system like PayPal or CoinSquirt. Can you accept it or you must need the card? Scammer blew right by it and said, we need a card. Get iTunes gift card or Google Play card, Steam Wallet gift card, American Express card. So I said, okay, I will go to the store shortly and purchase the cards. Do I need to ask the clerk for the cards? I have not bought the cards before. I was hoping the scammer would panic, thinking that I would inform the store clerk of the scam, then they would deny the sale. But instead, they one-upped me this time and said, okay, ask the store manager to show you all those cards. I leased it, okay? So I said, okay, I will be at the shop soon. I'm going after work in a couple hours. I will try to get these cards for you. Thanks for waiting. I hope your day at the White House is not being hectic with the conflict happening. You do not need to be stressed. Well, turns out Jill Biden is an impatient bitch, and she just says, okay, I have been waiting, okay? Turns out I ran into conflict at the shop. I said, Mrs. Biden's. I have asked the clerk about the Google cards, and she asked me if I was buying them for myself, and when I told her you'd asked me, she refused to sell them to me. I suspect she is in a bad mood and doesn't want to work. I have asked this clerk for things before, and she seems lazy and doesn't want to do anything. I'll go to another store and seek the cards there. The scammer, however, was not troubled and just said, okay. So I said, okay. I've just left the store and I got one I charged for $125. The cashier looked at me strangely when I told him about the fund release, but I have it now. I will return home with it. And the scammer just replied, okay, send it here. The more attentive of you in the audience may notice that 125 is less than 200. And I got my scams mixed up because several more were coming into the inbox. But it's okay, the scammer didn't notice either. So I sent the scammer a quick email saying, thanks very much for your waiting, madam. I have make scanned of the card. What is next step for release of funds? And I included a quick file that I just grabbed off of Google, pretending that the image was broken. I didn't get this one past the goalie. Miss Biden replied, I don't see anything here, and strangely attached 2 of the files to their own email. So I said, Mrs. Jill, I do not know what you mean. The card I attached shows the numbers in full view. I will attach it again for you. Perhaps the email had an issue. And I replied with the same image. The scammer, again attaching 2 images, says, I have not seen any again. So I replied, I see. Perhaps my scanner isn't working properly. I will call my son and see if he knows a solution. I usually call him if my email is having problems. Mrs. Biden is becoming impatient and said, send me the code that is inside that card. I said, yes ma'am, I'm trying to rescan it for you. It won't be long. Thanks for waiting. She replied, I said you should send me the code that listed inside the card. I replied quickly and said, okay, I have gotten it back working with the help of my son. He is a good son. I am pleased to have grown him into a nice man. Here's a scan of the card you need. And that's when I attached an image of an old Google card with a code that doesn't really pass the eye test. The scammer sent back word later and said, okay, how much is this? I said, it is the 200 card you asked for. The scammer said, okay, what is the name of the card and what country card is that? I said, it is a Steam card from USA. Jill said, okay. Jill then replied about a half hour later saying, bank manager said it's not a Steam wallet. Can you send me the receipt? I said, yes ma'am, I have made a typo. It is a Google card. In reality, I got my scams mixed up again, but all is well. Jill said, okay, can you send receipt of card to me now? I didn't have a receipt and didn't want to go through the trouble of making one, so I just said, I do not think I got a receipt with the card. Jill replied with 2 images saying, this is type of card I told you to buy, and provided an image of an Apple card and a Google gift card, presumably from actual victims. When I replied, yes, I got the Google card. I do not know why it looks different, but it says Google on the front and back. Are you sure you got the number right? And I sent the code again. Apparently she did not get the number right, because she continued, hello, can you resend your information again? Caught me off guard, so I said, what information do you need? She said, go and buy another card, the type I show you. I told you to buy iTunes gift card or Google Play card. Then telling me this is not a Google Play card, used that photo I show you to buy another one. And then again, strangely, attached 2 of the same image. So I said, okay. I went to the store and exchanged for another card, which I have scanned here. This one is also a Google card, but looks like the one you sent me. The store clerk thinks it was an older card they had. And, just to be cheeky, I attached the broken image file once again. The scammer replied, the card didn't show on my email, so you can talk to your son to help you resend the card here, and send me the code on the card here. Do you understand what I told you? Both replies inexplicably containing 2 images. So I said, yes, I've got your message. My son is coming by in a few moments to help with my machine. The scammer said, okay, and tell him to send the receipt of the card too. A couple hours later, said, hello, can I have the card now? And then just a few minutes after that, hello? So I replied, yes ma'am, I am still with you. My son had a late appointment with the optometrist. He should be nearby. There's no such thing as an optometrist, but you probably knew that already. Scammer didn't and said, okay, I'm waiting, but make sure you send it today. I replied later and said, okay, I think we got it working again. Here, my scan now. And I attached a photo of 2 newer Google gift cards, but the codes were completely bogus. They didn't spell out anything funny this time, but they were just useless. Scammer replied and said, okay, but I told you 200 USD while you get 100. Once again, attaching 2 images. Waited until the next morning and said, hello, try to get back to me once you receive my email, okay? And strangely, copied in every single email up until this point in their text body. I don't know how they did this. About a half hour later, they said, hello, this one is good, but they have not activated for you, so go back to the store and tell them to activate it for you, okay? And a few more hours later, this is very early in the morning, mind. Hello, try to get back to me once you receive my email, okay? So I said, hello, yes, the store only had the 2 cards that were not the old ones. They do not sell very many and is bad in stock from the supply problems. They put the other 100 on a eBay card for me, which is scanned here. Now, I attached a photo that I'll show you in just a moment. Mrs. Biden said, okay, scratch the eBay card and send it to me right now. Yet again, attaching 2 images to her reply. So I said, the code is visible, ma'am. You may need to zoom in to see it. She said, I didn't see it. You can write code out and send it to me here. So I replied, I'm not sure why you could not read it. It is very clear. I have zoomed it for you. And still nothing, so she sent me another reply, hello. You can scratch the eBay gift card and send it here because the one you send have not been scratched. So I zoomed it in even further and only sent the image this time. Here's the image that I sent. At long last, the scammer finally was able to read the code and said, you are very stupid and you be jailed for this. I believe they meant jailed. Maybe they don't have a good grasp on the English language. But I couldn't let such an opportunity pass, and so I said, I cannot be jailed, for I am Otis. And that's where the story ends today.